Welcome to Gamerz Station Indie Game News. I'm your host, as always, Steven SnakeYukin Lindsey. And yes, this is a day or two behind, and well, we're sorry about that, but YouTube doesn't always like our videos, so that gets us behind sometimes. But anyways, this is some of the latest news in the indie gaming world. Orion Prelude gameplay trailer. Now, we've talked about Orion a decent amount on our website. You know, back whenever we had one and we're still updating it. But anyways, for those that don't know, the game is a sci-fi shooter with dinosaurs in it. Anyways, they recently showed a new multiplayer gameplay trailer, and, well, just let the trailer speak for itself. Good or bad. Microsoft investigating alleged rating manipulations on XBLIG. In recent weeks, there have been an increase of allegations of misuse and manipulations of the ratings on Xbox Live indie game service by certain fans of one game giving their game a 5-star rating and all other top-ranking games that are competitive with theirs only a 1-star. Robert Boyd of The Boyd Game wrote an article last week about this allegation involving College Lacrosse the video game urging fans to give 5 stars to their game, and Boyd alleges that this went as far as certain other fans going beyond this and giving other games a 1-star ranking. Since then, College Lacrosse has posted on their Facebook page that those giving their game 5 stars shouldn't give other games a 1-star ranking. But as Boyd has been noticing, of the approximate 300 new votes on his game since last week, a majority of those have likely been a 1-star rating and has knocked his game down 9 spots since last week. With all this allegation by the Xbox community, Microsoft is now looking into it and perhaps changing their policy so that only people that actually own and have bought the game can rate the game. Amanita Design's next 3 games and Machination coming to PS3. Amanita Design was recently interviewed by PC Gamer, and in that Amanita revealed 3 new games, and they also revealed that Machination is coming to PS3. Now, for Amanita's new games, they are Osada, which is actually coming in the coming weeks, so you don't have that long to wait, and also the game will be free. The game is being called a interactive music video, and described as having a Czech psychedelic country music. The art style appears to be influenced in some way by Terry Gilliam's animations from Monty Python. Not a lot is revealed just yet, but we don't have that long to wait for it. Second up is Botenkula, I don't know if I pronounced that right, which is a more traditional point-and-click game, but the look is definitely quite interesting. You control 5 tree critters on a quest to save their home's last seed from a pack of evil parasites. The game is half complete and is expected to come out later this year. Last but not least is Summer Roast 3. There is no pics for this game nor any news involving the story, but we can expect it to be bigger and better than the previous games in the series. Max and the Magic Marker on iOS devices now. If you've yet to get Max and the Magic Marker on either PC, Mac, Wii, and/or Windows Phone 7, then behold, you can now get it on your iOS device of choice. For those that don't know, in Max, you play as, well, Max, who must stop a purple creature that he created. Luckily, he has a magic marker that allows him to create objects in the environment to help him out on his journey. So, in a way, it's sorta like Crayon Physics if it was a platformer. Solar 2 trailer. Submitted to last year's IGF, Solar 2 puts you in a universe sandbox in which you can create your own solar system. Astrological bodies that come near you will rotate in orbit, unless it has a mass that's greater than yours and or belongs to a different system. You can also absorb some of the planets orbiting you to give you more mass, but as these planets provide both a defensive and offensive measures, as you know, space is very vast and not everyone likes you, so they just might attack, it's always wise to not absorb all of your planets. Solar will be coming out on PCs in June, and XBLIG a little later. 250 indie games you must play. The book. Alright, I know that not a lot of people like to read, but perhaps the upcoming book 250 indie games you must play will pique your interest, at least to skim over the pages. The book, as in this is an actual physical book that you can own and have in your house, will tell you about some of the best and innovative indie games out there. Also, by pointing out these games, they hope to highlight concepts and ideas that will change your perception on what games can do. You can pre-order the book now on Amazon for $22 or $23. Gemini Wars gameplay trailer. Yeah, we're kind of a week behind on telling you about this game. Upcoming RTS game Gemini Wars has revealed a trailer for this game. The game takes place in the future where the United Space Federation and the Alliance of Free Worlds haven't been getting along for a few years, but in these recent years there's been a stalemate. Though, as like all good stories, there's a new faction that appears and now it's a three-way war. You decide on which side of this war you want to wage in. Your goal is to take control of ships, space stations, and of course, planets. There will be both a single player and multiplayer mode in this game when it's released.
Hello, Captain. Welcome to the personal sector. As you probably know, this area doesn't have much activity. Reporting enemy ships detected. Enemy ships detected. Unit ready. Moving into hyperspace. Enemy ships detected. Enemy ship.
Fez won't be coming to Wii or 3DS. Last week we showed you the first 5+ minutes of the upcoming XBLIG game Fez. If you saw that game and were kind of hoping in some way or another that it would be coming to your Wii for some odd reason, then you'll be disappointed what Phil Fish of Polytron had to say, which is, and I quote, "Right now we're only concentrating on XBLA, which makes the most sense for us at this time. PC and PSN would also make a lot of sense, but in my opinion, WiiWare just wouldn't be worth our time and effort. It's a dismal system that I don't want to deal with, neither as a customer nor a developer. No demos? Fuck off." The WiiWare service has been notorious for not having demos, except for recently, but that's only for select games and usually they don't always stay forever. And also, they haven't been having the most good image with indies, including such recent comments as Nintendo claiming that they don't want to deal with garage developers, at least till they can get some experience, and also the fact that you have to sell X amount of dollars in your game before you can even get any money back from your game, which means if you don't make that money, you don't get paid for your game. Also, if you're hoping for a 3DS version of Fez, it's highly unlikely because, as Fish said, he would have to completely redo the game from scratch to make it work with the stereoscopic 3D. But if you own a PS3 or a PC, then you can hope it'll be coming sometime after the game is released on XBLIG. Trials HD, Limbo, and Splosion Man going retail. If you haven't picked up Trials, Limbo, or Splosion Man because you don't like to digitally buy and/or download games and/or your hard drive is full so you can't download anything, then there's good news. It just popped up on Amazon that a disc version containing Trials HD, Limbo, and Splosion Man on it. You can get it on April 19th for $30. And finally, the last piece of info for this week, Viriax Released. Now, remember that game we mentioned sometime back involving you controlling a virus that has a goal of infecting all the major organs of a human? Well, that game is now released for you to play to your heart's content. For free! You control a virus with only the arrow keys, and with every jump and action that you make, you lose a bit of health. You can restore your health by collecting red globules throughout the game. On every 20th level in an organ, you'll face a guardian, which you must be to move on in that organ. Now, I have not really played a lot of the game, but I can say without a doubt, I seem to kind of suck at this game. I don't know why. And with that last bit of information, that's all we have for this week. Now, if you don't know, each and every Wednesday we have a new video in this series. And also on Sundays, we have our browser games of the week, where we point out the best browser games for that week. Unless YouTube eats our videos, and then we can't put it up on schedule. That's just the way it works. So subscribe to us to be up to date on all of these videos, and any other ones that we may do.